Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in the previous videos, we have already solved P by Qs till 2000, right? From the Newton's law of motion. And from today's lectures, we are going to solve till 2001 to 2007 P by Qs from the Newton's law of motion. And I hope that we are doing very well and we are completing all the chapters P by Qs from the NEET point of view, right? And in the future, I'm also thinking to make all the PYQs from the JEE Mains question from the chapter wise. And then after that, important formulas lecture also. Hope we are going to start this journey in a very systematic way. Hi, this is Nipur Jain. You already know all these things. So directly I started my lecture, right? And try to solve all the question in a very easy way as much as possible. A 250 Newton force is required to raise a 75 kg mass from the pulley. If the rope is pulled 12 meter, then the load is lifted to be 3 meter. Then the efficiency of the pulley system is. So in this question, force required means like force required to raise a 75 kg mass from a pulley. If the rope is pulled 12 meter, then the load is lifted to 3 meter. It is like this situation. It's just a diagram. A 250 Newton means we say that effort we are putting, that is we say P, that is 250 Newton. And the load means what is their weight? Weight is found mg, that is 75 into 10. So this comes out to be 750 Newton. So I say that कि mechanical advantages is basically load divided by effort. So load is basically W and effort is basically P. So weight is basically 750 divided by load is 250. So that is comes out to be 3. And then after that, velocity ratio also we have to find. Velocity ratio is basically distance traveled by effort, divided by distance traveled by load. So distance traveled by effort. Here you see, if the rope is pulled by 12 meter, then the load is lifted to 3 meter. Means distance traveled by effort is 12 meter and the distance traveled by load is 3 meter. So that is our basically 4 coming. So efficiency, what we say efficiency be denoted by eta, that is mechanical advantages divided by velocity ratio. Mechanical advantages is 3, velocity ratio 4 into 100. So that is comes out to be 75%. So here you are going to understand now. We are putting 250 Newton force required to raise a 75 kg mass from a pulley. If the rope is pulled 12 meter, then the load is lifted to 3 meter. Then the efficiency of the pulley system is. So what we do, we are putting 250 Newton force we are applying and the mass of this weight is 750 Newton. So mechanical advantage, first we find load divided by effort, that is we find 3 Newton. Then after that velocity ratio, velocity ratio is distance traveled by effort, distance traveled by load. So distance traveled by effort be 12 meter and distance traveled by load is 3 meter. So that is about comes out to be 4. So efficiency mechanical advantages divided by velocity ratio, that we have found, that is 75%. right? Now we are going to solve our next question. A block of mass 10 kg placed on a rough horizontal surface having a coefficient of friction 0.5. If the horizontal force of 100 Newton acting on it, then the acceleration of the block is. They are asking acceleration of the block is. So here in this question, what going to happen? A block of 10 kg is placed on a rough horizontal surface having a coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction is mu is 1 by 2. If the horizontal force of 100 Newton is acting on it, then the acceleration of the system. Here they are applying 100 Newton force. So friction force, that is kinetic friction, definitely act downwards. Normal reaction acting upwards, mg force acting downwards. So normal. So first we find friction force, that is equal to mu k into normal, and normal we know that is equal to 100 Newton. So mu k is 1 by 2, that is 100. So Fk, that is comes out to be 50 Newton, right? So it is like you are applying 100 Newton force, and friction force that is acting is 50 Newton, and their mass is 10 kg. So you have to find acceleration. So acceleration you find F minus kinetic friction divided by their mass. So acceleration is 100 minus 50 divided by 10. So this comes out to be 5 meter per second square, right? So this is our answer. So which option? Option B is correct. Now I proceed for a next question. A lift of mass 1000 kg which is moving with an acceleration of 1 meter per second square in an upward direction. Then the tension developed in the string which is connected to the lift. So it is like this situation. A lift of mass 1000 kg which is moving with an acceleration. They are moving with an upward acceleration. That is, they have given 1 meter per second square. 1 meter per second square in upward direction. Then the tension developed in the string which is connected to the lift. So tension developed in the string, right? So here you see tension acting upwards and mg force acting downwards. So what I write? I write equation of motion F net is equal to mass into acceleration. So T minus mg, that is equal to mass into acceleration. So tension is equal to m g plus a. Tension is equal to m g plus a. 1000 kg, g 10 plus 1. So that is comes out to be 11,000 Newton. 11,000 Newton, right? So which option is correct? Option C is correct. Option C is correct. So I proceed for a next question. A monkey of mass 20 kg is holding a vertical rope. So it is like this situation. A monkey of mass, I like draw this. A monkey of mass 20 kg. So their mass is 20 kg. Means mg force acting downwards, right? Holding a vertical rope. The rope will not break when the mass of 20 kg is suspended from it, but will break if the mass exceeds 20 kg. Means maximum tension, that is mg, right? 25 g. So if this pull, so tension act towards, right? What is the maximum acceleration with which the monkey can climb up along the rope? Means they climb up the rope with what maximum acceleration, right? They are asking this thing. So just apply equation of motion. F net is equal to mass into acceleration. This is our maximum tension. If we put weight greater than that, means if our tension come greater than that, so this string going to be break. Means 250 Newton is greater. If tension is greater than 250 Newton, the string will break. So T minus mg, that is equal to ma. T we have already found, that is 250. Mass of this man 20 into 10, that is equal to mass of this man is 20 a. So this comes out to be 250 minus 200 divided by 20 is equal to a. So a comes out to be 50 by 20. So this comes out to be 2.5 meter per second square. 2.5 meter per second square. 2.5 meter per second square. So option D is correct. So I proceed for a man. Next question. A man weight 80 kg. He stands on a weighing scale in a lift which is moving upwards with an uniform acceleration. What would be the reading of the scale? So it is like this situation. There is a weighing machine. Weighing machine. Right? So normal, normal reaction measured by weighing machine. Normal reaction acting upwards, mg force acting downwards, right? And here they are moving upwards with an acceleration of 5 meter per second square. So normal reaction, just apply equation of motion. F net is equal to mass into acceleration. So normal reaction minus mg is equal to ma. So normal reaction is equal to mg plus a. So normal reaction is equal to m 80 g 10 a 5. So normal reaction is equal to 80 into 15. So normal reaction is equal to, that is our 120. So normal reaction measure 1200 Newton. So which option? Option B is correct. Understand now? So I proceed for a next question. The coefficient of static friction mu s between the block A of mass 2 kg and the table is 0.2. What would be the maximum value of block B so that the two blocks do not move? The string and pulleys are assumed to be smooth and massless. So must first make free body diagram. Just 1 minute. Make free body diagram of a block B. So block B has a tension acting upwards and mg force acting downwards. I say mass of B into G. So T is equal to mass of B into G. Now I make free body diagram. I make free body diagram of A block. A block. Here you see tension acting in this direction here and friction force acting here. Right? So maximum mass. So here maximum means we are using limiting friction. And normal reaction is equal to mg. You already know this thing. Mass of A into G. So T is equal to F limiting. And T is equal to F limiting, mu s into normal. And T is equal to mu s. This is our equation first. Mu s normal, mass of A into G. And from equation first, T is equal to mb into G. Can I write here? So this become mb into G, that is equal to mu s ma into G. So G से G cancel. So what they're asking? Mass of B. They're asking mass of B. So mass of B, you can find mass of A, mu s into mass of A. So mu s is how much they have given? Mass of mu s they have given 0.2 and mass of A 2 kg. So mass of B comes out to be 0.4 kg. 0.4 kg. So option D is correct. Option D is correct. Right. So I proceed for a next question. A block of mass m is placed on a smooth wedge of inclination theta. The whole system is accelerated horizontally so that the block does not slip on the wedge. The force exerted by the wedge on the block will be what? So it is like this situation. We have already solved this question, but we are again solving this. Right? So a block of mass m. Right? So here normal reaction acting. Right? Here mg force acting. Here theta. So this is also theta. So this is mg cos theta. This is mg sin theta. Right? And what going to happen here? We are accelerating this here. So pseudo force on this, we are accelerating this wedge in the leftward direction. So pseudo force on this block acting in this direction. Right? So this is theta. So this pseudo force that is equal to F cos theta. Right? So F cos theta. So these two conditions are balanced, so our block does not move. So mg sin theta, that is equal to F cos theta. So F comes out to be mg tan theta. F comes out to be mg, the force exerted by the wedge on the So in this question, we are fine, right? And we know force is equal to mass into acceleration, that is mg tan theta. M se m cancel. So acceleration is comes out to be g tan theta, right? Now in this question, what they're asking? They're asking the force exerted by the wedge will be. The force exerted by the wedge will be. So means they are asking normal reaction. Dekho. Just I use different pen so that this is our F cos theta. If I resolve this, this is 90 minus theta. So this comes out to be F sin theta. So they are asking normal reaction. Normal reaction. The force exerted by the wedge on the block, that is normal reaction. So this I say mg cos theta plus F sin theta. So mg cos theta plus F की जगह ma sin theta. ma sin theta. So you know mg cos theta plus m. In place of acceleration, can I write g tan theta multiply by sin theta? So mg cos theta, right? mg tan theta, can I write sin theta? Why? Cos theta into sin theta. Then after that I take the LCM mg, I take common and I take the LCM of, so this become cos square theta plus sin square theta divided by cos theta. So this comes out to be normal reaction is comes out to be this is becoming 1, right? So our answer is mg by cos theta. Mg by cos theta. So which option? Option D is correct. This is very good question. Like initially when you read the first step question, you can't able to visualize it, what they are asking. So in this they are asking the force exerted by the badge. Force exerted by the badge on the block will be, right? So this is norm. They are asking actually normal yes, right? So I proceed for a next question. 0.5 kg ball moving with the speed of 12 meter per second strikes a hard ball at an angle of 30 degree with the ball. It is reflected with the same speed at the same angle. If the ball is in contact with the 0.5 second, the average force exerting on it. So it is like this situation. I draw the diagram. So now just 1 minute. Give 1 minute. So I make proper diagram. A mass of 0.2 kg means 1 by 2 kg. 1 by 2 kg. 1 by 2 kg ball is moving with the speed of 12 meter per second. 12 meter per second. Strikes a hard ball at an angle of 30 degree with the ball. Means they have given you this angle. 30 degree means this angle about 60 degree, and they reflected with the same, right? It is reflected with the same speed at the same angle. If the ball is in contact with the ball is, so they are in contact with 0.25 second, means t is 1 by 4th second. So they are asking average force. So we know average force is basically change in momentum divided by time interval. So change in momentum P final minus P initial by time interval. So P initial, this is T minus U by delta T. So average force is comes out to be, see, can I resolve these component? This is our and this is our. So if I resolve this, so this comes out to be mb cos theta, and this is also this is our mb cos theta. So if I do this, so they come written like this, right? And they also written this, so this is also like this. So here you see average forces comes out to be, one is going downwards and other is moving upwards. So m v cos 60 degree minus v cos 60 degree divided by time interval 1 by 4. So average forces comes out to be m v cos 60 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 divided by 1 by 4. So this is mb by 1 by 4. So average force is comes out to be 4 mb, 4 mb, 4 mb. So m is half, v is 12. So average force is comes out to be, so this is, if I do this 624 Newton, 24 Newton, 24 Newton. So which option is correct? Option C is correct, right? So shall I proceed for a next question? Right, this is our last one. A block B is pushed momentarily along a horizontal surface with an initial velocity v. If mu is the coefficient of sliding friction between B and the surface, right? So block B will come to rest after a time. So they are asking time. So first thing we can find acceleration in friction, you know, that is mu s into g. This thing we have already studied so many times. the retarding acceleration that is act in friction is mu s into g. So just what they are asking after what time they come to if mu is the coefficient of sliding friction between B and the C, block B will come to rest after a time. Means just apply V is equal to U plus AT. The final velocity becomes 0. Initial velocity, they have given you V plus acceleration into time. So T comes out to V Y minus A. So A you have already know that is minus times mu s into G. So time comes out to be V upon mu s mu into G. So which option? Option D is correct. Option D is correct. Option D is correct. So this question we also do it. This is our last question. Sand is being dropped. Sand is being dropped on a conveyor belt at the rate of m kg per second. The force necessary to keep the belt moving with a constant velocity means how much force we required. Force we do dpy by dt. That is force is equal to dy by dt m into v. So force is that I say v dm by dt plus m dvy by dt. Now here they are saying that they are moving with constant velocity. So their acceleration is 0. This is becoming 0. So force, how much force required? V dm by dt. And they are saying that sand is being dropped on a conveyor belt at the rate of m kg per second. Means dm by dt they are saying m into v. Right? And they are asking force required to move with a constant velocity, that is mv. Right? So which option? Option C is correct. Hope you are feeling good and you have any doubts in these solution. You can comment, you can ask, and you can also join our Telegram group where I'm sharing all the contents and whatever the contents required for NEET preparation and JEE preparation. I will share it, and these are free of cost. I don't want any of money from your side. I just do all of you with free of cost. Just my motivation to help you, all of you guys. And just one thing I wanted, please like and subscribe my channel. If you feel my good videos are really good and helpful, please share with your other friends and in your other groups who are preparing for NEET and JEE examination, so that they got benefit of these videos and these free of content. Right? Please like and subscribe my channel. Hope we are meeting in the next video very quickly. Bye.